Good afternoon. You are welcome to the class. I remain my own self, Mr. John, your English teacher. Today, I will be teaching this topic, the clause in English, forms and syntactic analysis. So if you look at it, the clause has to do with a group of words that, that has a subject and a predicate. We are talking about this syntax. Yeah, syntax is a set of rules that govern how words combine to form phrases and clauses. The rules that govern how words, when you take this word, you take this one, you bring them together, you mix them together to form a phrase and a sentence. That has to do with syntax. So that is the key words in the topic. That is the clause and the syntactic. That is from the word syntax. So let's look at the elements of clause structure. Elements of clause structure. Number one, we have nominal group. That nominal group, that is, it has to do with subject. Then represent it by X, capital letter S. Number two, we have verbal group, that is predicator, capital letter P. Then we have nominal group, complement, capital letter C. Then we have adverbial group, which has to do with adjunct, capital letter A. Capital letter A. Therefore, the element of clause structure is subject, predicator, complement, adjunct. These are the elements of what? Of clause structure. Subject, predicator, complement, adjunct. This is the arrangement on how to form a correct and a simple sentence. For example, number one of the example, the students have been punished for the action. The students have been punished for the action. So the students here, you see, subject had been punished. That is predicator for the action, adjunct. This kinds of adjunct is referred to as prepositional headed adverbial group. So number two, all women like good things. All women like good things. All women, subject, like, predicator, good thing, complement. So number three, we have the man with many wives has been awarded with a new car. The man with many wives has been awarded with a new car. So the man with many wives, subject, had been awarded, predicator, with many wives, adjuncts. So this is the elements of clause structure. That is S, P, A. Then we have S, P, C. We have S, P, A. So this is what we refer to as element of clause structure. Now, out of these elements, that is the subject, the predicator, complement, and adjunct, only predicator is obligatory, while others are optional. That is, subject is optional sometimes. Then we have a complement optional, adjunct optional. But what will make a group of words a sentence or a clause is predicator. So let's take it one after the other. The explanations of subject, explanations of predicator, the complement, and adjunct, so that you will understand the element of each group here. Either the nominal group, verbal group, and adverbial group. Number one element is subject. What is a subject? A subject is the doer or the performer of an action in a sentence. That is, the group of words that perform action in a sentence is referred to as subject. Now let's look at the examples here and see how they occur. Number one, we have the man here is the subject as nominal group. As nominal group. The subject, that is, the article here is modifier M, while the man here is Edward. So the nominal group, that is the man performing the action loves. Number two, they accepted the blame. They here is the subject performing the action of accepted. And stand as pronoun. Stand as pronoun here. And what is the element of that noun here is what? Just Edward. So number three, those boys over there are my friends. Those boys over there is also a nominal group. Those boy, like the those boy here, the those here is modifier. Then boys, Edward, over there, qualifier. Now this one will be P, that is prepend. Yes, qualifier over there, that is prepend completive. So we have number four here. Cheating is bad. Cheating is bad. The subject here is cheating. That is gerund. Gerund now. So the cheating here is just Edward. The last one, what she said is not obvious. What she says, rather, what she says is not obvious. Then the subject, this kinds of subject here is referred to as a nominal clause, because what is here is a full clause. That is, here is the complement. Here is the subject, says is the what? The predicate, that is predicator. So they are performing the function of what? Of a subject. The full clause performing the function of a subject. So here we have nominal clause. So under the subject, these are the breakdown on how the subject form the elements of clause. So the next one is predicator, rather. So examples under the predicator, we have sentence number one. The principal addresses the students. Here we have addresses. That is the predicator in the sentence, addresses. And the element of the, the verbal group here is just a lexical verb, that is head. Here, she has handed the relationship. She has, has handed is the verbal group here. So here is auxiliary lexical. Then Mr. Ayola has been recognized as the best tailor. Has been recognized. That is the predicator in this sentence. Here we have auxiliary lexical. Then number four, we have the man has not been coming to our meetings. The man has not been coming to, has not been coming to, has not been coming. That is the predicator in this sentence. Here we have auxiliary negator, auxiliary element. The last one, the students took over the school's affairs. The students took over the school affairs. So took over is the predicate in the sentence. So here we have lexical, while this one is particle. And the particle has to do with preposition that is joined with a verb. So the the predicator in this sentence is took over. So if you look at the elements here, you will see the way I broke it into pieces. That is to say, number one, we have with addresses, lexical. Number two, auxiliary, lexical. Number three, auxiliary, lexical. Number four, auxiliary, negator, auxiliary, lexical. The last one, we have a lexical together with a particle. Let's move to the third one. The third element of clause structure is complement. That is taking capital letter C, complement. Example, he had to approach his father. He had to approach his father. It's completing the meaning. Actually, what is complement? Complement is a word or a group of words which complete the meaning of a word, of a sentence. So, his father completing the meaning of the sentence. Number two, the boy is a traitor. That is the complement. That is the complement. Then here, the class looks dirty. That is the complement. Then the next one here, the guests have saved rice. The guests have saved rice. The last one, the man bought his wife a new car. The man bought his wife a new car. We are having two complements here. We have complement one and complement two. This will lead us to types of complement. We have complement extensive, we have complement intensive. We are talking about complement extensive. It has to do with the complement that has nothing to do with other group in that sentence. Are you getting it? Complement extensive. It has nothing to do with other elements. If you look at this number one now, we have element one, subject. We have element two, that is the predicator. Number two, element one, subject. Element two, predicator. Then here, the class, subject. Look, predicator. The girls, subject, have said, predicator. So the man, subject, bought, predicator. So here, complement, complement. Looking at this number one now, I'm explaining that is the complement what? Extensive. That is to say, the complement that it has nothing to do with other elements, has no reference to other elements in the group. So look at it. He has nothing to do with father here, has to be. So these kinds of complement is called complement extensive. So we are talking about complement intensive. Complement intensive is the complement that has to do with subject in the sentence or in the group of words. That is a clause. That's a clause of sentence. So when the complement has something to do with the subject, so it's simply referred to as what? As complement intensive. You get it? So when it has something to do, that is to say, it has to make a reference to another element in the clause structure. So that is when the complement having something to do with the other element in the structure is referred to as complement intensive. Look at this number two. The boy who is a traitor? The boy. So it has to do with complement intensive. Are you going with me? Complement intensive. Now, number three, if you look at it, The class looks dirty. The class look dirty. If you look at it, dirty here is talking about the class. So it has something to do with the class here. So definitely here will be complement intensive. Try to understand what I'm saying. That when I'm referring to a particular, a particular complement that has something to do with other elements in the group, is referred to as intensive. When it doesn't have anything to do with other elements in the group, simply refer to it as what? Refer to it as complement extensive. Are you getting it? So this one, we have the guest had said, the guest had served rice. The guest had served rice. So the rice here has to do with the guest. So what did they serve the guest? Rice. So this one will be complement intensive. Complement intensive. So that is the differences between complement extensive and complement intensive. So the last one here, we have the man bought his father a new car. The man, the man here, the father here, his father here has nothing to do with the subject. Has anything. So it's be complement extensive. So then here again, a new car has nothing to do with his father. So it's also complement extensive. So we have complement extensive 1 and complement extensive 2. Then the complement intensive further divided into 2. We have complement intensive as subject. Then we also have it complement intensive as what? Complement. Take note, complement intensive as subject and complement intensive as complement. So let me give example. All right, we have complement intensive as subject. That is C high subject. Complement intensive subject. Then example, Kemi has become a doctor. Look at it. Kemi has become a doctor. If you look, who is the doctor here is Kemi. So this kind of, is serving as a subject. Why is it a subject? Here is modifier headword for a subject. So this kinds of complement is CI subject, serving as subject here. So number 2, Dr. Bamikole is our family's doctor. Dr. Bamikole is our family's doctor is refers to Dr. Bamikole. So our family's doctor is complement in, that is complement intensive subject. Complement intensive subject. Complement intensive subject. So why? This one is modifier headword forming subject. So that's why it's referred to as complement intensive. No, doctor here has to do with Kemi. Our family doctor too has to do with Bankole. This will be referred to as complement intensive subject. The second one is complement intensive complement. That is complement intensive complement. Let's look at it. Chelsea fans consider Palmer the what? The best player. Chelsea fans consider Palmer the best player. If you look at it here, we have complement. Here, we also have complement here. So we have two complements in this sentence. Let's do the analysis. If you look at it here now, the first complement here is Palmer. Does Palmer has to do with Chelsea? No. So here it should be complement intensive. So let's consider it now. Who is the best player? That is Palmer. So this one will be complement, complement intensive complement. Complement intensive complement. The last one here, Nigerians elected Bola Tinubu president. Bola Tinubu complement 1, president complement 2. So this and this has nothing to do together. This one will be complement extensive. Why? This one, the president, who is the president? Bola Tinubu. That is complement intensive complement. Are you getting it? These are the examples of complement intensive. That is as subject and as complements. Let's move to the last one, which is adverbial group. The coming together of adverb and preposition is simply referred to adjuncts. That is, the group of adjuncts is referred to as adverbial group. Either adverbial group or adverbial phrase or adverbial clause. So adjuncts, it has to do with either preposition, either adverb or preposition. That's what we refer to as an adjunct. So if it is adverb, it's referred to as adverbial headed, or rather adverb headed adverbial group. If it is preposition, it will be prepositional headed adverbial group. So bringing them together, we refer to it as what? Adjunct. Let's look at the example here. They works meticulously. Meticulously here is an adjunct. What type of adjunct is meticulously? Is what? Adverbial headed uh, adverbial group. So the adjunct here now, we only have the element of adjunct here, or the element of adverbial adverb is here will be apex. Don't forget we have temporal, apex, and limiter. This is the element of adjunct. So here we only have meticulous. So the adjunct here is what? Apex. Number 2, he puts it on the table. On the table here is an adjunct. What type of adjunct it is this? Is prepositional headed adverbial group. How? If you look at the group here, start with on, which is a preposition. So it's an adjunct. So what is the element of prepositional headed adverbial group? Is just PC. So this one is prepend. The table is completive. Don't forget that completive carries nouns element, which is LHQ. So let's go. The next one we have, I can see it more clearly indeed. I can see it more clearly indeed. More clearly indeed is an adjunct. And what types of adjunct is this? That is a adverb. So what is the element? This is temporal, this is the apex, and this is limiter. So the last one, James played the free kick so fast. James played the free kick so fast. So fast is an adjunct here. So fast is an adjunct here. So here we have no, that is apex, no temporal. We have yes. Okay, this is sorry, this is temporal and apex, no limiter. So thank you. These are the elements of adjunct. Let me do the analysis here. They here is subject, works is what? Predicate. So meticulous adjunct. He subject, puts, that is predicator. It, complement. Does it have anything to do with it? Here is complement extensive. So on the table, adjunct. So here, I, that is subject, can see, that is predicate, predicator, heat, complement, extensive. So the last one, James, subject, play, that is play. The free kick, that is complement, extensive. So fast, urgent. So thank you. These are the elements of a noun, clause structure. So I've been able to do justice to the syntactic analysis of clauses, that is the English clause. So if you go back to my previous classes, you will understand all these elements. It will be so funny or sound somehow when people see me or when you see it as A, what that A means, P, or all these things. If you go back to my various previous classes, you will understand all the elements of English, either the verbal phrase, either the nominal phrase, either the adjectival phrase, and other types of phrases. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Thank you.